California coastline, midday Texas sun, misty rain in Smoky Mountain, out here on the run. Lights of New York City, streets of Boston town, Golden Gate in San Francisco, Seattle's Puget Sound. Been a long time traveling, rolling on from town to town. Seen so many places, still don't know where I'm bound. Arizona desert, Colorado mountains.
Well, it's about that time to make this video. I've been very busy with my cab over international. I had to replace the differential, the rear differential. It went out on me. I was in Michigan. I went over this bridge, and the bridge it had a pretty big bump going into it. When I went onto the bridge, I heard something. I heard like a bang, a noise. Then I heard a humming noise, and it went away. So I delivered my load, I reloaded, came back to Minnesota. When I stopped to fuel up, I made a turn, and that's when I heard some big poppy noise coming from the truck. I wasn't sure what it was at first. It could have been different things. I even thought maybe my transmission, but I wasn't hearing any noises really coming from the transmission. So I actually made it to my destination in Minnesota, and that's where I really had the time and actually had the space and time to check, make sure what it was, because actually I was running my truck at 65 miles an hour and it was not doing anything. It was normal. Once in a while I did feel some shakes, and once in a while I did hear some humming noises, but the differential never spinned. It never made me think that something was really wrong with it until I got to my destination. Once I got to my destination, I stopped, I would say about 2 miles before my delivery point, and I made a turn again, and that's when a lot of popping started coming from the rear of the truck. At that point I stopped, I checked my fluids, everything was fine on the fluids. I put it on first gear and it actually spun. It didn't want to go until it grabbed the gear and it moved forward, but it was popping. I locked my differential, and the problem with the differential lock, I would say the problem was pretty much gone, because now I had the front one spinning, so now the truck was running right. Once in a while I did get the poppy noise, but it was actually running right. That's when I said, you know what, yeah, it is my differential, the rear one that went out. So it took me a while. I parked the truck. I actually took my truck home with the differential locked, but I was not going over 45 miles an hour. So on my trip home, I was about 2 hours away from my destination. So 45 miles all the way. But I was able to bring it home, and at that time I started actually on my way home, I started calling around to see if anyone had a differential. My differentials are original, so it is from the 80s. I think this one was manufactured on 83 or 82. I can't remember exactly, but it is a QAR a Rockwell 370 ratio. So I was able to find it, but it took me quite some time to actually find the differential. I was already thinking about replacing both differentials with something newer from a newer truck, but you know, we were talking over 5,000. I think that's what they were quoting me on a pair of differentials, but they were full. There were actually some complete differentials. It came with brakes. It was everything, airbags and all that. So, and I think it also came all with the frame. So you're talking a newer truck that probably got in an accident and they cut off the frame with the differentials on it. So, and it was I think it was from a 2013 International. So I still had to see if the frame and all that would have worked, but and actually I would have extended the frame if I would have gone that route. But I was able to find my differential, the QAR, from a junkyard out of Jackson, Minnesota. The first time I talked to them, they told me they didn't have a differential for the differential that I was looking for. So the guy called me back and he's like, guess what? We found a differential for you. So they actually had it there. They had to take it off the truck. So I'm not sure if it was a new truck they got in or what, but they had it. So I went, picked it up, and now over 20 days that I was parked, which, I mean, it is December, so it was December. And so I was able to spend time with the family and, New Year's and all that. But after that, after New Year's, the differential came in the truck, and I actually just made my first trip. And I don't know, for whatever reason, it feels like the truck actually ran better than before. So I'm guessing probably since I got the truck, maybe the differential was already bad or something, but it actually feels better than before. For some reason, I felt it better climbing hills. So I don't know. I don't know if the old differential was a different ratio or what's going on, but the axle said it's a 370, and that's what I put on now, and it's running better than before. So so I was not able to take any video of the of getting it swapped, and I hate that. I really wish I would have taken video and have you guys seen what all I had to do to get this replaced. But I took some pictures, and I know pictures is not the same as video, but at least you can have an idea and see what I did. And I didn't take all the pictures that I would have wanted to, but I was in a hurry. I was already over 20 days being home, and I just wanted to get this fixed and get the old cab over running again. So I made my first trip. Like I said, I went to Chicago, Illinois, and I am back now in Minnesota, waiting out here below zero. It's cold outside. I think the wind chill is about 3 or 4 below, and actual temperature is 0. So it got a little cold out here, but But I am now gonna show you the pictures, and hopefully you guys can understand the pictures the way they were taken. Like I said, I didn't take all the pictures that I wanted, but I hope you can actually see what it took to take this out. Well, here we go. Well, in this picture, we're getting everything ready. We have the jacks underneath, ready to take off the differential. Here we're looking from the top of the frame to the bottom. Differential has been taken off. You cannot see the differential that well here. It's on the left side of the brake chamber behind it. Here's the old differential out from the bottom of the truck. Alright, here we got still the old differential. On this picture you can see where the bearings go. Everything got broken, so all of that is all crooked in there, and there's a lot of pieces that were thrown all around in the axle, so it messed up pretty good. We're finally getting the new differential, getting it ready to be put into the axle, and hoping everything works out good with this one. These are some big pieces that were taken out of the differential housing. That's the differential housing with a lot of metal pieces and a lot of shavings from the differential. Just a close-up here of everything that needs to be cleaned out before putting the new differential in. After about an hour or so of cleaning, I finally got it where I wanted it. It was nice and clean and not really any shavings around, so I want this to last for quite some time. As you can tell on this one, the housing got a little damaged, but I don't see anything that really will affect anything on it, so I am not too concerned about this. After all the cleaning and putting silicone, I finally put the new differential on without any issues. Just needed a little bit of help to make sure everything was lined up correctly. That just makes your job a little easier. I was working with the windshield below zero, so I have my little heater there blowing some air at me. You gotta work comfortable when you're working outside, so this made my job a little easier as far as not freezing. Now it's time to put the caps back on the U-joints here. I'm gonna give you an advice. When I was taking them off, they were really hard to take off, so I had a big sledgehammer, and underneath there on the yoke I put a jack to make some pressure, put some pressure up, and from the top I was hitting it down, and it took me a while, but you gotta hit it really hard, and all of a sudden it'll just pop up, and you do the same on the other side. So that's the way I did it. It works for me. Just thought I would give you an advice on that.